I am back. I am in A Coruña, Spain. When you look behind me, it could as well be the Netherlands, as it's quite foggy. It rained, thundered last night. But yeah, anyway, many of you have asked me if the videos have stopped and if they will still continue. Good news, they will continue. Unfortunately, in the past, let's say months, maybe a year, I just wasn't up to it to do it. A little bit of a background story for those of you who don't know. If you are not interested in the sentimental, emotional background story, then just skip the video. But as I mentioned before, last year or 1.5 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and sadly he passed away 11th of July last year. In the weeks, months leading up to his passing, it was quite rough. We had to take care of him and obviously spend as much time with the family as possible. And I didn't feel like doing anything on the boat. Then after he passed away, I took care of everything together with my sister, arranged the selling of his apartment, and just do all the administrative stuff that comes with it. Then I decided to pick up my life and moved back to Thailand for a couple of months just to get back into like my type of life again. Initially that went quite well. I found bits and pieces of myself back again, and then I was enjoying life a little bit more. Unfortunately, as I soon realized, is that I went from being in a high stress for months with my dad's illness to just continuing. And at one point, my body, my mind, everything kind of just shut down and told me like, no, this is not good. You need actual proper rest. So during Christmas, I decided to get back to the Netherlands to stay with my family, close to my friends, and just to feel better again. And then slowly I started to feel better again, and I started thinking about the boat, because obviously the plan was still to leave. And after let's say a couple of months, I started working on the boat. There was a lot of boat projects before I started my sail towards Greece, but yeah, I needed that time to take off. Then when I continued with the boat jobs, I just didn't have the capacity to actually film it. It was such a lot of work. Everything I was pretty much doing by myself. Everything was new, so it was just too hard, too stressful to also film and capture those projects. Anyway, probably in the next coming videos, you will see a lot of things changed on my boat. I decided that when I arrive in Greece, then I will upload a new video to just run through all the improvements, all the refits that I've done to make the boat more suitable for off-grid living. I'm just trying to balance between enjoying my time but also capturing it so that you guys can actually follow what I'm doing. So in the past week we have left the Netherlands on the 16th of May, and in about 8 days we've sailed the boat towards A Coruña. And I've captured some bits and bobs. From now on I'm trying to do it a bit more steady. If you don't do it already, I also have an Instagram page in which I will upload some more day-to-day stuff. And then on this platform, I'll probably just do a little bit more longer form videos, a bit more just overall what we're doing, some sailing, etc., etc. So yeah, if you are interested, then just stick around. I will try to be more structural with the uploads and the capturing of moments. But as many of you understand, it's also still quite new for me doing this, and I just want to enjoy it, and I don't want to continuously be with the camera in my hand. So sometimes it's a little bit difficult for, oh, this is nice to film, but then it's also nice to experience. So yeah, please forgive me for not being as structured as many others would be. But yeah, that's me, and I hope you still enjoy it. As I mentioned, we are now in A Coruña in España, and the route we took is we left the Netherlands, my main harbor, And in one afternoon, we sailed towards the edge of the rivers before the next day we would enter the North Sea. Just for the other people, I took 3 people on board. One of them is my colleague from Greece and friend, Stefan. He's a yacht master offshore. He took then one of his friends, who is also a yacht master offshore, Bart, and I found Felix, a German guy, online. So it's 4 of us with plenty of experience, which I really enjoy, because I know I still have a lot to learn. And my main goal is that when I arrive in Greece, that I actually have so much confidence to just continue going. So yeah, already I've learned a lot. Anyway, then the next day, after our sleep in the last harbor, we entered the North Sea. So we had to go through a lock, which was the first time for Felix, so that was enjoyable for him. We entered the North Sea, but we were met with quite some rough weather. The wind, we were very close hauled, close reached, and the wind was blowing about 22, 23 knots, but luckily the boat handled very well. Um, then we went south on the North Sea, and our first stop was in Boulogne-sur-Mer in France, and that was kind of needed because we also had to motor a lot. And as many of you know, as sailors, we don't like to use the motor, the engine, but sometimes you just have to. If the wind is blowing from the direction that you want to go, which is also very typical, then yeah, not much else you can do as either tack your way through the waves and going into your direction, or just turning on the engine. Now we are on a bit of a schedule. Let's say we have about a month, maybe a little bit more, for the people to arrive in Greece before they have to continue with their own stuff. But yeah, so we went to Boulogne-sur-Mer and we then fueled up. And after 3 hours, we continued our way to Cherbourg, also in France. And there we stayed a little bit longer because there was some bad weather coming. So we stayed there for a full day, which also was quite nice because we were pounding into waves, into wind for about 3 days. And yeah, we needed much rest. Then from Cherbourg, we sailed towards Brest. And this was actually a very fun leg because we arrived in Brest, and I believe it's called the Chanel du Four, which is a channel which you then enter in between some islands and the mainland of France. And it was amazing. There were so many lights, so it was just navigating on the lights. And together with Stefan, we had the evening or the night shift. We were then trying to not use the plotter, but just trying to make our way into the harbor using only the lights. So at one point we were using transits, we were using sector lights, we were using buoys, just to to see where we were. And it was so nice to see that it actually worked. So yeah, that was good fun. We enjoyed that a lot. When we arrived in Brest, I believe that we stayed there for one night, again fueled up, and we then continued our journey next day to do the Gulf of Biscay crossing. And we were very lucky, unlucky. It's just how you want to look at it. The first 12 hours we were motoring because there was no wind. Then afterwards we sailed for 36 hours, which was epic. And there was light winds, light swell, light waves. There were many dolphins, so it was actually champagne sailing. We were doing about 5.5 knots, I believe. And then on the last day, unfortunately, again no wind, contradictory to all the weather models and forecasts, because they said that there would be about 15 knots of wind, but we had hardly any, so we had to put on the engine again, which was shit. Anyway, for us, the Gulf of Biscay crossing was not that difficult. We know about many stories about how the Gulf of Biscay is a very treacherous part, and is actually counted as a ocean crossing, although it being a very short passage. It was about 350 nautical miles, and we've done that in about 2.5 days. So we arrived in A Coruña in the morning yesterday, and yeah, did a bit of sightseeing, did a bit of relaxation, and then last night we actually all slept through the night. Today we will be leaving A Coruña at about 11 o'clock in the evening, and afterwards we will make our way to Lagos in Portugal. Now that's a leg of about 450 nautical miles, and from here on, obviously you have the Iberian Orcas. So some, some we have to be a little bit more careful. So the plan that we have is we're gonna sail offshore from A Coruña towards the TSS, so the shipping lane, and then we're gonna make our way down south on the 10th West Meridian line, and then as soon as we hit the corner of Portugal at Cabo São Vicente, then we're gonna hit back in towards the land, and from there on only do day trips, because that's actually the hotspots of the orcas right now. Now we took a lot of precautions, a lot of precautions for us to go through there safely. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Again, the weather forecast doesn't show a lot of wind, so probably we'll be motoring for 2 days again, and then on the third day we have actually some wind from behind, about 15 to 20 knots, so that would be nice sailing. But anyway, I will try to show you a little bit more about what's going on the ship and on the way. Now, I know this video was a lot of talking. I will try to put that to a minimum in the next couple of videos, and just, yeah, like again, I said, I need to find my way in capturing, talking, videoing. Anyway, I hope you like it. For now, let's just enjoy. This will probably be one video, so for the Gulf of Biscay, and then each leg I'll probably upload a video. But yeah, I can't make any promises. All right, thank you for listening, guys, and enjoy you, and see you in the next one. Ciao.